Welcome to the Good Divorce Show, where we can help you learn how to navigate the journey of divorce with less conflict, less debt, and equip you not to just get divorced, but also learn how to be divorced. Your host, certified divorce coach Karen McNenny, shares her wealth of knowledge, gets advice from other relationship experts, and interviews couples who learn how to have a good divorce, so you can too. Now here's your host, Karen.
Hello. Welcome to Tea Time with Coach Karen. I'm Karen McNenny, your Good Divorce coach and host of the Good Divorce Show. This is an opportunity for me to talk to you a little more directly without a guest, although you can check out lots of our other episodes where I talk to experts in the industry of divorce and separation and co-parenting, living across two homes, also talking to families who have created those stories for themselves. So tea time today, we're going to focus on language and just remembering that language matters. And this struck me the other day when I was at a summer potluck and we were, of course, answering the question, so what is it that you do? And I, tell people I'm a divorce coach and they look at me sideways and wonder why I would do such a thing. And I will remind you, listeners, that I delight in this work. Nonetheless, the next thing out of their mouth was, oh, you work with broken families. And I had such a strong, revolting response to that comment. Coming as a parent of a family that lives across two homes, and I've always identified not even as a divorced family, but a family that lives across two homes. And even that language, that loaded word of divorce, connotates so many things in our society. And the people around us start to generate a belief about what's happening for us, which may or may not be accurate, just based on, if you will, the Hollywood genre known as divorce. It usually doesn't have any kind of a happy ending, which is why we do things differently here at the Good Divorce Show and in the Good Divorce Experience. So there I was, standing back and thinking, not broken. And I kind of had to think on my feet in the moment. I wanted to advocate not only for my own family, but for all of the families out there that are continuing to find a way to fertilize their kids and grow them up proud and strong. And I very quickly turned and I said, oh, no, not broken. These families aren't broken. They just happen to live across two homes. And they're renovating. Yes, that's what I do. I help couples renovate and reconstruct their family, not to break it down. The other thing that we forget in this area is that divorce is established, let's presume, as a way to improve the marriage. Because if we wanted to just keep the kind of crappy, underwhelming, half-baked marriage, we'd just stay in it and wait for it to get worse. Part of why we lean into a separation experience is to improve the relationship, right? To alleviate some of the stress and the pressure and the things that don't work well. This is a way for us to actually, make our relationship with our co-parent better. And I think we forget that as a thought process around this word called divorce, not as something to improve, but as something to ruin, if you will. So let's shift our thinking around that. The other one is the simple one, how we refer to our former spouse. And again, society has offered us this idea of the ex, and we've X'd them out of our life, and I'll X you. Again, it's a very strong symbol and idea. We see X's through, do not enter. It's strong boundaries. It's something's gone wrong. It's on a bottle of poison. And I've opted to always refer to my first husband as my first husband. Even when we were married, I often introduced him as my first husband, and we all had a bit of a chuckle about it, thinking that as a little tongue-in-cheek joke, and that he always would be my first husband. And as it turns out, he is and always will be my first husband. I don't have a second husband, but I do have a first husband. He's just no longer my active husband. So I try not to refer to him as my ex or my ex-husband. It's even language that, our children hear, and then they think about Xing someone out, or that they have to choose sides of that. So alternatives certainly are first spouse, first wife, first husband, former partner, former spouse. Former also sounds a little more gentle and kind. My favorite, though, might be husband. And I don't know what the counterpart of that would be for wife. Wifedom? That doesn't sound good at all. If you've got an idea, please send me a comment and let me know. The other piece of language that I talk about a lot with my clients when I'm guiding families through their own divorce journey is how we refer to these homes. We now have a family across 2 homes. Now, the traditional language that we've inherited is mom's house and dad's house, which is an identifier, unless, of course, you have 2 mom houses and 2 dad houses, or if you just have parent houses. So I recommend deferring to the name of the house, like its street name. And we happen to live in a neighborhood where the family, when they started to develop, they named all the streets after their name, their children's names. So we had a Gilbert house and a Lily house and a Raymond house and a George house and a Frederick house, right? All of those. And then there's a neighborhood that's all names of trees, cherry and poplar. Even if it's number 9, if it's a neighborhood in the community, it allows all of you to identify that home as something that you're a part of, that the children aren't going to what is mom's house and I'm a guest in that house, or I'm going to dad's house and I'm a guest in that house. I'm going to our family home, our Lily home, our Gilbert home, our Tamarack home. Yeah. I want you to think about how you identify your homes and start that language early on. And I think it neutralizes the idea of possession so that the kids really feel that they're always at their home, not someone else's home. So think about language. If you have some other ideas about how you've shifted the language around divorce in your own family, please drop me a comment. And I will be here again every week with the Good Divorce Show. I am Karen McNenny, your Good Divorce coach. And remember, everything will be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end.
Thanks for listening. Do you have questions or thoughts about this week's episode? Let us know by following the Good Divorce Coach on Facebook and Instagram at Good Divorce Coach. And leave a comment. And be sure to tune in every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific or listen anytime wherever you get your podcasts.